So real quick, I have the student class. Keyword here, since we're going to be using the comparable interface, we have to implement it. If we're going to implement the comparable interface, we're going to be using it to compare different students. So the syntax needs to look exactly like so. Implements comparable bracket student. Okay, so if you are going to implement that interface contractually, you have to override the compareTo method. So if you look, the student class, each student has a name and a year. You know, like year one is a freshman, etc., etc. Okay? So if you are going to implement this interface, you have to write the implementation. You have to write the code for the compareTo method. So at first, and we'll kind of add to this, but at first, let's just compare. Let's just compare their years. Okay? So let's compare this object's year, like is it year one, year two, year three, or year four, and we'll compare it to the other student's year. And we'll just return that difference. Okay, so we're going to compare. So that should effectively sort out all the year one students, aka freshmen, from the year two sophomores, year three juniors, and year four seniors. Okay, so I have a tester. It's called comparable example. Now I have an array list of students. I added a bunch of year one, year two, year three, and year four students, okay, with varying names. And so we'll see how this works. Now, the value in implementing the comparable interface is right here. We can use collections.sort. It's a beautiful thing. This is magically, because we gave it the recipe on how to compare students by their ID, it's magically, presto changeo, going to sort all of the elements in my students array list by their IDs. That's the whole value in everything we did. It's just going to use the compareTo and magically sort them up behind the scenes. Boom. And that is great. So now what we can do is, this is also important. We're going to do a for each loop, okay? For student S in the student's array list, rather than doing a boring old for loop. Now we're going to grab each student and we can print them out. Okay, so we'll just print out each student. Keep in mind, we have written our own toString method. It has the student's name and then the year that they're in. So if we go this way, we're going to print out each student one line at a time. We'll see their name and ID. Okay, so let's see how this works. Again, we're just sorting on, I said ID, excuse me, on their year. Year one, year two, year three, year four. Let's see how that looks, all right? Okay, so you'll notice, hey, we sorted this. We've got our year one students, we got our year two students, we got our year three students, and we got our year four students. Now you might not love this though. I noticed, look at my year four. It put Tom before Brett. I don't really like that. On the other ones, just coincidentally, like Alice A was before Bob B in the year ones. Oh, but then Aline or Alini wasn't alphabetically in the right spot. So this is not really sorting things the way I wanted to. I'm really happy though. I've got my year ones, my year twos, year threes, year fours, but I'd like to do a better job here. Real quick though, I just wanted to hit up some subtlety. We could just print the entire array list. We could do that. Let's just see how that looks just for funsies. Now, when you do that, when you choose to print the whole array, you get this interesting bracket and comma notation. So I don't think that that's preferable. I like the way this looks. But now I'm back to my problem where I wanted to sort not only by their year, but also by their name. So we can kind of jazz up this compare to, and we'll just call the collections.sort method, and it'll compare not only based on their year, but also based on their name. So if their years are different, if this guy's year is not the same as the other guy's year, well, we'll just go with that difference. Okay, so we're going to sort them by year. However, if their years are the same, then we would not have returned with in line 14. So on line 15, let's use the compareTo method that exists in strings. We're going to lexicographically, that's fancy, we're just going to alphabetically compare so that we can then sort first on year and then on name. All right, so let's run this, see how it looks. So you can make your compareTo methods really, really nice, and then you can just sort things beautifully. So let's see our year ones. Alice, Aileen or Erlini, and then Bob. Those are our year ones. Presto changeo. Charlie and Donna, C, D, and then Edith, E. And then Fred's the only year 3. And now look, hey, look, Brett comes before Tom in our year 4s. All right, so this is a quick, nice demonstration. We got a quick class here, but if we implement an interface, we must write the implementation. There is the comparable interface, which says we need to override, we need to write our own compareTo. And we wrote our compareTo, and we made it even better. So now we can sort students. We could sort many students very, very quickly using collections.sort and just throwing the array list in there. And it's such a nice, beautiful thing. So imagine if you had 5 fields or attributes. You could sort on all of them, and then boom, everything looks really nice and beautiful. So this is just one quick example of how powerful and interesting and useful interfaces are, specifically if you choose to implement the comparable interface. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'm just going to keep making videos because I love it. Have a beautiful day.